Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today I'm going to take you through an exercise I call the finger gym. It's an incredible one for working on the strength and dexterity of your fingers. It's not a speed exercise. So we're going to be making sure we do it at the right tempo by using a metronome. You need to get it together, the basic grip of it, before you use the metronome. But just don't try and do it fast. It's not a speed exercise. In fact, in many ways, learning to do fast hammer-ons and flick-offs is about not doing it hard. It's about keeping the motions really light and really fluid and really relaxed. This is much more a kind of a strength and independence building exercise. It's not super easy, but it's a really, really good exercise if you just take it nice and slow. Don't feel like you have to do the whole thing every time. Doing some of the exercise will definitely be beneficial as well. I'm going to take you through as well how to break it down into little chunks and different options that you might have to explore it. The basic idea to start off with, we're going to be looking at groups of 2 fingers, and we're going to be doing hammer-ons. So that is where you play one note and you hammer down another finger, and hammering is an important way of thinking about it. You hammer down that finger to create the second note. So let's start to have a bit of a look through it. We're going to start off with our first finger on the thicker string at the 5th fret, and we're going to play that note. And then we're going to hammer down the second finger 1 fret higher than it, so the 6th fret. Now you really have to hammer it down to get the note. You can hear I can get it even without picking the first note. Just hammering it down gives me the note. What you don't want to do is, if you don't hammer it and you just put it down, you don't really get a good note. So try and use the nice tip of your finger and hammer it down. Not fast. You're not going... We're not after that. We're after a slow, considered, nice hammer-on. Then we do the same thing on the 5th string. And the 4th string. And the 3rd string. And the 2nd string. And the thinner string. Now note here that my fingers are nice and curled up. You don't want to keep your fingers extended like this. When you get to the thinner strings, you want to keep those fingers curled up so the bottom of your hand there is parallel with the fretboard. Shouldn't be like this either at an angle. We do play like that. There's nothing wrong with playing like that, but for this exercise, I want you to try and keep your knuckles parallel there with the fretboard so that all of the fingers will curl around like that. Okay, so, and then we go back down. Nice and slow and considered. It's not a hurry. Now, once you're confident with doing that, we change the finger pairing. So now we're going to do 2nd and 3rd fingers, which is going to be significantly harder if you haven't tried this before. So, 2nd finger, hammer the 3rd finger down. Nice and slow, don't be in a hurry. And again. Don't be surprised if you find this really awkward. The first time I tried this exercise, I'd just be like, how does anyone ever do this exercise? Okay, just nice and trying to get that finger in a good position right up near the fret. Good solid hammer on. Now you know where this is going, right? Yeah, it's going to get even harder again. Now we're going to do 3rd finger to little finger. Now my little finger's are real stump and very weak. I try and avoid using it, to be honest, which I know I shouldn't, but it's a great exercise. There we go. 3rd finger, little finger hammer. That wasn't a very accurate hammer there. The other fingers should be following along. They were getting a bit lazy there before, but there we go, all the way back down again. Trying to get that little finger into a good position. Now it gets easier again. We're now going to use 1st finger to 3rd finger. Same idea again. Most of you should find this pretty easy. These are the strongest fingers. Again, making sure you don't rush it. Just really take your time. I'm going to talk about doing it with the metronome in just a sec. But what you're looking for here is that even pacing of the notes. If you can't get do, 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 do nice and evenly, you need to do more practice on it before you think about the metronome. Okay, we've got a couple more finger pairings to go before that though. So let's go to the next one, which is going to be second finger to fourth finger. This one's an awkward one as well. Second, fourth finger. Pick, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer. This is going a little bit too fast just because I want to get through to showing you all of the different patterns. And then lastly we have first finger to fourth finger, and that's all of our possibilities for two fingers. So make sure that you've got them nice and even. You don't want this or slow and then fast and then slow again. It wants to be really evenly paced. You're learning to control your fingers. So you really want to make sure that the timing part is pretty important. I would recommend using a metronome at 60 beats a minute. JustinGuitar Time Trainer, available for Android and iOS, is a very good one. It's got some other features that are awesome as well. Training modes to help you improve your time. But anyway, trying not to make this into an ad. 60 beats per minute. Let's go through, see what happens. So there's the metronome. 2, 3, 4. Remember not to rush or fall behind. Think of the metronome as the pacemaker. Straight into the second finger grouping. So now 2 and 3. Now 3 and 4. This is fun. See, even I miss strings from time to time. I'm using down picks for all of this. Doesn't really matter at this speed. Now immediately into 1 to 3. Probably feels pretty good after doing the 3-4 part. Four. One and 4. When I first got shown this exercise by my teacher, John McMillan, I was doing all of these different pairings that I'd shown you, as well as groupings of 3 fingers and 4 fingers, and I was doing them as hammer-ons and flick-offs. However, and that's the way I taught it as well. So previous lessons of this, I've actually taught this finger gym exercise with all of the flick-offs and the different finger groupings as well. However, I've come to realize that I don't think that's the best way to approach this exercise. Doing the hammer-ons, as I've shown you now, gives you all of the different fingers, the finger independence and the strength of doing these very solid hammer-ons. The danger of doing 3 finger groupings when you're going to do something like you go pick, hammer, hammer, pick, hammer, hammer. This is more like what you would do if you were learning to play legato, which would be trying to do these kind of exercises like you might for scales. But The difference when you're doing that is actually you want a very, very light touch. You want the hand to stay very relaxed and kind of dance around the strings. It's not. And I think it was one of the things that made legato difficult for me was that I'd practiced doing the finger jim that way with a lot of force and a lot of tension in my hand. And it wasn't until quite a lot later that I've realized that learning legato should be a very relaxed thing, and it's almost like the polar opposite to the finger jim. The finger jim is a fantastic exercise for developing the strength in your hand and the dexterity and the control of your fingers. It's really good. But I don't think that learning it with the flick-offs and the multiple finger variations is a good idea. I've taught it in the past, and I'm sorry for anyone who's done it with me before and spent ages doing it. It's almost certainly not going to be massively detrimental to your finger strength. However, if you want to learn to play legato using hammer-ons and flick-offs, I don't think this is the exercise to help with that. There are other exercises that you can do where you maintain a very much more relaxed hand. So my recommendation for you for the finger jim is to just stick with hammer-ons to do the 2-finger combinations of which I've just shown you in this exercise, and not to do it for a half an hour. Okay, when I was practicing it, I did every finger combination from the 1st fret all of the way up to the 12th fret and back again. So I would do literally 1st finger to 2nd finger, etc., all the way up to the 12th fret, all the way back down, then 2nd pairing of fingers, all of the way up and all of the way back, next group, and then 3-finger groups, all the way up and back, but not slowly with the metronome. Okay, I was doing kind of middle ground, which again, I just don't think that's the right approach for this particular exercise. This is a great exercise, but that exercise is about being very light and nimble with the fingers, not being strong and heavy with it and doing this very big hammer-on motion. I think it's got lots of benefits, this exercise, and it will help you develop that kind of speed thing, but you need to practice that in a different way. So don't confuse it, because I confused it as a student and then as a teacher, but I don't think that's the right thing. So wait for legato stuff is something that we cover in grade 4 and beyond, where we start looking at those legato patterns within scale shapes, where it becomes a real practical thing. This is an exercise for finger strength and finger dexterity. Is really, really good. Just don't get confused about what its purpose is. Okay, this is like going to the gym and lifting a weight, doing it a very specific way, nice and slowly, nice and strong, putting a lot of effort into it. So it's not an actual movement like a sporting movement that you might be training for in the gym. This isn't that. This is the physical workout part. So, like I said, slow, careful practice with a metronome around 60 beats per minute is what I would recommend that you do. You can play along with me doing it as well if you find that useful, but just as effective is doing it with the metronome. And I think doing it along with me can be slightly confusing as to hearing that other guitar. I think you're better off listening to the metronome, really trying to focus on staying in time with that, because again, that's going to be helping your time. A lot of exercises that we're going to be doing, they don't help just one thing. This is going to be, like I said, finger strength, finger dexterity, timing and control are all involved here, and they're all really, really good things. I don't think you should do this for more than 5 minutes. Okay, this will be the kind of exercise where you just repeat it around for your 5-minute slot and then you're done. Okay, as I said, in the past I did it for a lot longer than that, but I don't think that was the right thing to do. And if I could rewind the clock, I would have spent that time practicing other things that I think are probably going to be more important and more beneficial. Some people are going to find this super useful. Other people will be like, yeah, I kind of feel like this isn't that difficult and I'm not sure I need to work on that. You need to be in control of your practice routine and making sure that you're doing the stuff that works well for you. If you find this exercise really hard and you can feel it's doing you a lot of good, then keep doing it for a while. You might find it really useful for 3 months, 6 months, a year, couple of years. You might find that you do it for a few weeks and you're like, yeah, I kind of got this. There are other things that are more important. There might be other things in your practicing, in your repertoire that require you to develop other techniques with a greater priority. So just stay aware of that, the priorities of what things you're practicing and what things you need as part of your practice routine. But this really is an incredible exercise. I really hope you find it super effective. If you're over on YouTube, you're going to head over to the website. You'll find a tab for that and a Guitar Pro play along, which is really cool because you can change the tempo of it. So it kind of works like it's a metronome that you play along with. And if you're over on YouTube, really appreciate you hitting that subscribe and like, all of that usual stuff. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. You'll take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.